Welcome back to the Download Illuvium News. This is episode 118, and we have got a lot in store for you today. There's a bunch of new announcements, some new releases. We've got heaps of IMC meeting minutes. We're actually going to go over some of the more recent ones today, so I'm looking forward to checking that out. And at the end of the episode, we have a huge post from Kieran, who came out of Twitter retirement to make a giant post. And we're going to go through all of that because it breaks down all of the new products coming to Illuvium, what they're currently working on in the ecosystem. And there's also some interesting news regarding the arena that we're going to get to a little bit sooner as well. I know it's been 2 weeks, guys. If there's like a week for Illuvium news, I just don't make an episode because I don't want to waste anyone's time. You know what I mean? So we come back when there's a lot to talk about and we can make sure that it's a really exciting and interesting episode and something that really is worth your time watching. So yeah, how's it going today, man?
Yeah, good. Yo, I'm curious, how are your videos actually doing? How are your Illuvium videos doing?
They do okay. I still outperform the entire crypto gaming market.
That can't be true. Yeah,
I always have, really.
I'm sure like Inspector Mindblow gets like 3,000-4,000 per video.
Yeah. There's like 2 or 3 creators that are like genuinely putting in the analysis and things like that. But like if you're talking about like anything game specific, I mean Illuvium outperforms the entire market. I don't know why that is, but Illuvium's quite popular. But the only other content that gets a lot of views is play to earn lists and things like that.
Yeah, I was going to say, because I'm looking at Inspector, he's got like 5.7, 4.9, 9.4.
Yeah, it's all like top 5 mobile play to earn games and stuff like that. And once you've seen one, you've kind of seen them all, to be completely honest.
He's an absolute killer in the play. But
he's really good at what he does. He understands the market incredibly well. He knows what sort of content to make at any given time. He's like he understands the YouTube game better than pretty much anyone else. And his content quality is really good. And he's a really solid dude. Meepo does really well as well. Those two help each other learn some of the market. But outside of that, Stash's content is done pretty well. I think Off the Grid is doing surprisingly well in terms of general viewership. But it's pretty much just the AAA titles that get viewership. You got Axie, Illuvium, Off the Grid, and there might have been one more. While the World doesn't do too bad. Yeah, stuff like that. So it's either that or top 5 mobile games, basically.
Yo, my internet just bugged out. I didn't know what just happened. I'm going to have to refresh and maybe sort out my VPN.
All right, no problem.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
It's all good now.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see what's up.
Okay, let's jump into the first thing, right? Okay, so this is all working all there. Cool. Okay, so the first thing is the landholder distribution is officially back. Your ETH distributions from fuel burning activities are now active again. So it started a few days ago, really, or it's just ending the first week now. The more active your land, the bigger your cut. Very, very simple. That has returned. Good to see that. The next one is that the deployment is complete of the next version of the Illuvium Arena. There's a full breakdown of changes, balances, system updates. We'll have a look at that really quickly. There's also new XP modifiers. Well, I saw somewhere in chat that they're just basically the old XP system, but with the modifiers on top. And so it's actually just like a massive nerf and you have to pay for the shitty system we had before. But I don't know how true that is. If you're in the comments, let me know. Actually, let me bring up the chat. I can't see the chat. If you're in the chat, let me know if that's correct. I'm really not sure. I haven't done my research on that just yet. But yeah, ownership bonus also got an enhancement. I still don't know why, but whatever. Level bonus got an enhancement as well. Prestige levels, bot bonus stats, and things like that is really cool. So it should be more interesting to go into Gauntlet, even when you're against bots. XP boosters, they're not too expensive, so pretty good there. Like $15 for 90 days isn't too bad. And then we've got the balance adjustments and all the rest of it. Everything become greatly simplified, and the Ascendant got added in. Me and Taryn actually played some matches of Ascendant last night. I want to hear what your thoughts on it.
Yeah, it's much better. Like, it's shorter, much better. Obviously, it's not perfect, but as a casual, accessible game, it's really hard to say because we've been in the ecosystem for so long, right? It's hard to look at it with like completely fresh eyes. But it seems a lot more streamlined, is what I would say. But like I said, we've been in the ecosystem for so long, it's really like you would need people outside the ecosystem to give it an actual critique. But as for myself, it's definitely the best game mode that I've personally played. Gauntlet, there was too many players. Competition, like with this, it's very easy. It was even when we played, you won, I won. It was very like
straightforward.
Yeah, I don't know. It's straightforward. Like with the other one, it's like, man, did I get 6th or 7th? I'm getting beat by 7 people. Getting beat by 1 person is a lot more digestible than getting beat by 7 people. You're like, yo, I'm that shit. From a psychology point of view. So yeah, I mean, it was cool. It was good. I liked it.
Onboarding and general complexity aside, in terms of personal preference, I much prefer it. There's something about playing against someone directly opposite you that's just so much more enjoyable for me. Like when you think auto chess, you think chess, and chess is not 8 people. I don't care if you like TFT. TFT is its own game. But for me, like I'm a big fan of a game called Mechabellum, which is basically a 1v1 auto battler. And I absolutely love that game. This is a strategy game to me. You're playing a strategy game against someone, against an opponent, like you might play Catan or Risk or something. You're just playing a game against your opponent. It's very straightforward. They've got their board. And so the biggest thing I like here as opposed to Gauntlet is if their board is there in front of you one round, it's there in front of you the next round. You play around that exact same opponent on the following round, which feels so much more coherent. Yeah. For my personal preference, like this is not for everyone, but for me personally, I enjoy that experience significantly more. And I hope when they bring back reward crypto rewards or whatever it might be, I do hope Ascendant gets a slice of that pie. Because I think I'll actually like play the game a bunch. I think I will actually get more into it. If Ascendant doesn't have that, then I probably won't be talking about Arena for the foreseeable future. In a weird, funny sense, it has kind of ruined Gauntlet for me, which is pretty funny. Would you say it's ruined Gauntlet for you at all?
The consistent. No, I mean I wasn't a huge fan of Gauntlet. Like it just wasn't. I won't say. Like I never played TFT even before Illuvium, right? So, it's I won't say it ruined it. It's just it's a better, in my perspective, for me, in my opinion, it's a better auto battler experience for me. And like what you said, even when we were playing, because it was a consistent. Obviously, you can move your units, and that's completely fine. But because I knew the units that you had on board, I could kind of see the direction you were going. I could preempt it. I could adjust it. You could see how in the games that we played, I didn't know what the hell was going on, and then the like next game onwards, it was like, oh yeah, cool. You could see me decision make. I don't know if you could see it, but I was decision making to counter what you had, and I don't know if you felt that because I saw that you had for example, Magma in one corner. I moved things like. Because I knew that's what you were doing, I could play against it. And like you say, when it comes to strategy, it feels much more rewarding than, hey, I'm playing this, and then there's a random thing that comes here, like another play with a new board, and I need it's just way, way too much.
Yeah, I think that's really the thing for me as well. It's like in Gauntlet, you're kind of playing against yourself. You're just trying to maximize your own efficiency with everything. But in Ascendant, you're actively playing against someone else, and I enjoy that experience more. I know Gauntlet you're playing against the other 7 players because of the pool and things like that, but it just doesn't feel that way enough for me.
Agreed. And I won't say that Ascendant now is like, oh, yo, shit, this is perfect. Like there's a lot of balance that needs to go into it, and a lot of things like the econ and how much money. Like I'm sure there's a lot that needs to go into it. I'm not an auto battler player, so I'm not going to come in and say this is what you do to balance this game. I'm not going to give any game advice, game design direction on this. It's just out of my wheelhouse. But I just know that it feels, even as a casual player, a much more enjoyable game. I think I've even asked you just randomly, oh man, do you want to play? Because it is like I told you, like we're working on a bunch of things on the side. It feels like, oh yeah, we can take 15, 30 minutes, play a couple of games. and then get back to work. It doesn't feel like it's a huge.
Oh yeah, that's a huge win as well. Yeah,
huge commitment.
And this is going to be a bit of a hot take. Having no augments in the Ascendant mode is really good.
Oh, it felt way better. I didn't even notice it.
I really like it. There's something about like augments kind of ruin the game a little bit because you're just like, okay, I've got these augments. Now I have to get Scoriox, and I put these augments on Scoriox and I win. Whereas in Ascendant without the augments, it's like, okay, I've got to like focus on my entire team comp and get it to synergize well. I cannot just rely on some cheat code that's going to pop up in the thing. I've got to actually play the board in front of me. I never really loved items in TFT, but they're a lot less intense than they are in Illuvium. Illuvium always kind of was a little bit overboard because of the legendary augments and stuff. But yeah, I loved how it didn't have augments, honestly.
I'm sure there's a way to, like, I mean, you've got your drone upgrades, your drone augments. Like, I'm sure there is a way to implement them so it just doesn't take over. But yeah, again, I'm not going to go into the game design stuff.
But why complicate it? I think it's actually pretty great as it is. So maybe just keep it that way.
I'm not saying they should. I'm just saying that possibly is a way.
Yeah,
to
maybe.
Implement it. Yeah,
maybe. All right,
I'm not saying
to the next one. New Illuvium Zero update has arrived. Blueprint research and blueprint minting are temporarily paused as they do the migration to ZK EVM. And Sanctum Mesa requests gameplay loop with new reward structures. So there will be a deeper progression system, which should be pretty interesting, and a full breakdown of what's coming. I missed this. Have you read this?
No, I don't read any of the blogs.
How blueprints work now. Blueprints and RJ support deeper systems. All blueprints are now consumable. Interesting. Finding blueprints still found in the same way. Removing the suit line and skin type. Okay, so changing it a bit. And the bonding curve based on circulating supply. Pretty interesting. I'll have to do a deeper dive into that later on. I don't want to go too heavy into it now. And then we have another thing. We have some bad news regarding Illuvium Beyond Wave 5. They initially told the funds on the old chain would be migrated. However, it's taking longer than expected, and it will not be completed until March 5. And they're moving the Wave 5 launch date to March 12th. Totally fine with me. And the new date gives them a solid buffer for contract upgrade issues and things like that. Honestly, what I love about this, they've made a lot of mistakes on this in the past. This is the first time that we've been getting an update, an announcement, well out from any changes, or at least as far out as it possibly can be, and things like that. And I really appreciate that.
Yeah. Regarding the comment about Silent, yeah. So we had a major disagreement. No, he's just busy today, man.
I didn't give him enough notice. That's on me. All right. So the next one we've got is...
No, regarding the communication, more communication is always better, man. Like, it's just better. So I hope it, again, it's just, there's a, like, I feel, how do I say this? I just understand that the team is running on a skeleton crew, and there's a lot that needs to be done. And it's like, it's just, I get it. It's just difficult.
Well, I'm glad they got it done in this case. I'm looking forward to them hopefully continuing that. That's all I'm going to say. Rich on his site enabled large batch transfers on his site. If you're moving a lot of alluvials, which is a really good feature to have, use it at your own risk, but he moved 3,600 assets. Batches of 500 is the best he can do without failing. So loving to see that.
Can I say this? Have you used his... I mean, there's a couple, right? There's Mega Ratty Daddy Data.
I've looked at it briefly.
Yeah, and then there's Data Kings as well.
Yeah,
I haven't actually used them, but based on what I'm seeing in the Discord and like people talking about it, isn't it a little bit crazy? And tell me if this is completely wrong. But a community member and Dick, who has no experience in this shit at all, are making comparable, competitive, viable solutions to the official marketplace. Isn't that just insane?
Not really.
To me, I'm just like, bro, that's like...
Well, that's the beauty of the blockchain, is anyone can make a marketplace for it. That's one of its greatest advantages.
I mean, in terms of user experience, it's like, yo, the official Illuvium. I don't even know how many people.
This This
But it's like, bro,
this feels
Dick.
weird to us because we're really close to it,
Dick.
but it's not that weird, okay? Like, really think about it. Even something like Magic the Gathering, every single website to view cards, understand the game, and things like that, every single one is community built. It's the same thing for Pokemon. Every single major Pokemon website is community built. The Pokemon company doesn't have any functional good websites. Communities building websites
crazy.
for something is actually more commonplace than not. It's actually pretty unusual
That's
for a
fair.
company to do it themselves. The company needs to build a marketplace if they're an NFT game because they need something to start, right? But it really is the communities that build the proper tools for a lot of this stuff. And it's not that unusual in the grand scheme of things. I will say that the Illuvium upgrade to their marketplace, which they've done since ZK EVM, it was really slow because of IMX for a lot of reasons. I could go into great detail, but we're not going to go there. But on ZKVM, it's much better speed. They actually downgraded, I had noticed because I was going through them myself, they downgraded a lot of the PNG assets resolution. And so it does perform a lot better and stuff like that. The new Illuvidex is actually pretty sweet.
Cool. But it's still,
yeah.
I mean, like, I've seen a lot of there's the thread with the feedback, and it's like a lot of things that should have been considered. But yeah, no, it was just crazy because I just look at it and like, this is not actually taking a shot at Dick. It's actually giving them props. It's like, dude, this dude is not a developer. Like, that is not his skill set.
Well, the AI thing has been really interesting for sure.
But that's what I mean. I'm like, yo, it's just crazy, man. Like, I don't know. It's just crazy. I just look at it. I'm like, yo, the fact that Dick can make a comparable, like, solution. I don't know. It's just crazy to me. It's just crazy.
It's not unusual for a community to build all websites surrounding a game. It's actually very, very common. I'm glad just people are doing it. Any game that doesn't have people doing it, that's a dead game. If your community, if you don't have a strong enough community to do simple stuff like that, then you don't have a community at all. And I think that's one of the ways to easily see sentiment around any product.
Yeah, you know what's nuts though, man? Like, I feel like this AI thing, I don't know if it came a little bit too late, but because then that would have changed the whole, like, assets and the alluvials might not have been as being like, oh, yo, these are really well designed because AI can just do it. But man, like when we used to have, I don't even know what they're called anymore, but like Artemis had the website. I forget you were working on it. Alluvial Master. Like there was Alluvial Master, Info Alluvial, like a bunch of other shit, Alluvia Hub. I don't even know anymore. But like there was so many websites and stuff. And I was like, bruh, like imagine if we had that kind of like input output again today with AI. It's just, I go back to it, but I'm like, I still think there's a lot of cool shit. I know you're building your thing. I bring it up every week, but it's just like, man, with AI, people just need to.
Well, I'm going to try and build a tool for a different game soon. And then when I upload it, it'll have my game packaged in it. So I might just release like this really early build just for shits and gigs. So keep an eye on that, guys. All right.
Yeah.
The next one we've got is some proposals that have actually been going through for the first time in a long time. Temporary pause of the Illuvium Community Council. Let's see how they've voted on it so far. The Community Council themselves have approved it. And so they're pausing themselves, which is pretty cool to see. And we've got this one here from the GDD1 Illuvium Deathmatch. And it's got 4 approvals and 1 denial. Who has declined it?
You can't see.
I might be able to see. Approve,
it should
decline.
Be in the. It should
that's
be in
mission
the community.
pool. I'm assuming that's Kieran.
How the hell do you know?
Because that's the only. Because Kieran would have approved it.
Oh, right.
I don't know who this is. Doesn't
you should
say.
Isn't there a thing where like council people say shit?
Yeah, I'm looking for it.
Council chambers, is that it?
Yeah, I'm in it right now. Let's see. Yeah. No, they haven't commented. They haven't commented on it yet.
No one said shit.
I guess we'll find out soon. Very curious who denied it. Maybe it's Philo. Honestly, if I think about it, it might have been Philo. But I don't want to say that just yet. Okay. So next up, we've got, they're talking about the new game that Kieran mentioned. We'll get onto that a little bit later, but we just want to break it down quickly first. Ben is building a new game with the Illuvium IP that he plans on putting on Steam and things. It will have no blockchain or NFT elements inside it at all, as far as I'm aware. He put it on X. I should go check that out at some point.
Yeah, is that on X?
And Kieran also says regarding the December release of the MMO Lite that the new trailer is already built and they're activating all the big content creators on the space, trading competitions for in-game items, partnerships, advertising, and everything. They're going to be throwing everything at the December release. And he's also talking about this arena game as well, where he said the game designer who helped build the original Auto Battle is licensing the IP to launch a new game on Steam similar to the survival mode of the arena, which is really important detail here. It's not PvP, has nothing to do with our ecosystem at larger, and it will mean nothing at all changes with your alluvials. However, Illuvium will be getting a cut from any revenues, if not all of it. It's something weird. Except that if the survival mode is successful and people see the similarities, then we may get new players coming across who do want the PvP experience. So this is pretty good. I'm glad the licensing out to someone. Let's just put it that way. And yeah, some people want the previous Gauntlet.
Yeah, what do you think about the? Yeah, no, never mind.
So let's get into the IMC meeting minutes. So first up, they talk about pausing the ICC and putting forward the proposal. They also talk about upcoming new games where they submit it for voting, and the Beyond Tabletop GDD is almost be complete. So it'll actually be shown with the community at some stage, which is cool to see. And the arena tournaments and leaderboards restructure was delayed due to the ZK EVM migration. So when that's done, we could probably expect the arena leaderboards to return, and a tournament is tentatively planned for February. Probably more likely March.
Well, it can't be February. It's the end of February.
We got 2 days.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, we haven't seen anything about like the dev. I don't know what they call them, the devathon things. What do you call them?
Devlog?
What? No. When people like, they're like, oh, we're gonna
the hackathon. Right? The hackathon.
Yeah, like a devathon, but it's not a hackathon, right? Like they want people to develop games and ideas. And
a hackathon is people developing stuff.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's what they call it. They call it a hackathon in like gaming.
Oh, okay,
or like a game jam, but it can also be called a hackathon.
A game jam. Yeah, cool. We haven't heard anything about that, eh?
Like, no, I mean, they were just saying it on AMAs. They probably don't have anything concrete.
Yeah,
they might have forgotten about it, but I think Rich will hold them up on it, so that's good.
Yeah, but I just feel like that should be I don't know. I just feel like that would be a cool thing to constantly promote. Again, like what you said, if the community is not inputting shit, it's a dead community, and like that's a big thing. You're building something. I'm building something. Has built, is building / built something.
I think they're focused on Beyond. When that releases, then I think other stuff will start happening. But with the ZK EVM migration, everything's kind of on pause, and it is what it is.
But they don't need to make it like formal. Just, I mean, like again, just cultivate the community in that way. I'm not saying like, hey, like say offer a prize or anything. I'm not saying any of that. Just kind of cultivate them and be like, hey man, like we're keen to hear your ideas. Love to see what you've done so far. Share with us. Like, I don't know, just again, cultivate. Like me and you were working on shit. Like, how often do you get something done and you send it to me, or I get something done and I send it to you? It's like people want to share their work.
A channel in the Discord. Maybe we can put that forward.
Yeah, people want to share their work, and it's like, oh man, peep this out, and it's like, yeah, cultivate the community because they want. I mean, Paz when he was doing shit, I don't know if he was mad secretive about it, but I'm sure everyone that's working on shit wants to showcase the shit that they're working on.
Yeah, for sure. I feel yeah. Maybe we should speak to Rich about that. No, it's Ben. It's Ben Vog.
Ben,
he's licensing the arena. Okay. So we go to this one, and we can see this other IMC meeting minutes from 12th of January. The overworld plan will be closed and stuff like that. We already saw a lot of that. The arena plan to run 1 to 2 tournaments per month. So that could be cool to see that. I expect to have a price for 2 to 3K. A 4-week tournament for our Beyond partner, which should be really interesting. They're evaluating a revised 1v1 Ascendant. This is a really old thing. Zero plan, Beyond plan, Deathmatch GDD. Yep, so that's all done already. And here is Kieran's post.
Yep. Well, before we get to this, I want to ask. So we've got Beyond. We've got if you were CEO and you had like I shouldn't say CEO, but if you had final say in doing shit, what products would you focus on in like priority?
I just put arena on mobile. I'll figure out the other shit later.
So go through the list. So you've got Beyond, Arena, MMO, Deathmatch. Is that it? Zero. I've completely forgotten about Zero. So out of those 5, like what would you? And then you've got the I mean, we'll say Beyond Tabletop and Beyond. So go through them. What would you be like? All right, this is the priority. Considering runway, considering everything, like justify your shit.
Well, let's go through this post. Let's go through this post on what's happening, and then we'll go through that.
Cool.
Okay. So the last 6 months have been tough. Sentiment in crypto is at an all-time low, and crypto gaming is even lower. But despite that, Illuvium pushes on. We're lucky to be in a better financial position than most studios. We have recently reduced our costs even further to ensure we make it out. So with the Overworld, they're releasing it much sooner than planned, and they're targeting December 2026. They're also cutting out the things that are massively resource intensive while keeping the things people love and will love. So really cool to see that. For Beyond, the Little Collector's game has generated more revenue than most crypto games ever released, and the fan base is strong, but it needs more, and more importantly, deserves more. They're putting a small team of our best web developers into a tabletop game using Illuvium Beyond characters. This is a really odd verbiage. Do you think this is a physical product or a digital one? It has to be digital because it's web dev. That's not really tabletop. It's more like a digital, like a CCG or like a TCG or something. Okay. Anyways, think Unstable Unicorns meets Marvel Snap. I don't remember Unstable Unicorns that much, but I love Marvel Snap, and I think it works well for modern gaming in general. So I'm looking forward to this. It'll be a web and mobile. All right. Next, the Arena. Basically, what he says here is Ascendant mode returning and rewards are being turned back on, but Arena is built and released. From a development standpoint, they won't be spending any more time on it, which I think is silly because it should go on mobile, but whatever. That's not to say we won't be running events and things like that. However, 3 years ago, the head designer of Arena, Ben, if we just did a Web 2 game that sold on Steam. And so he's decided to agree to that conversation where Ben will be licensing the IP to launch it as a Web 2 survival mode game, with Illuvium capturing the majority of revenue share after platform fees. After some discussion with the council, they decided it was a good decision, and they're officially licensing it off and promised me the game will be ready for October Steam Fest, which is very interesting. So looking forward to that. I mean, they've got, if they give them enough of the assets that they've already got, it should be pretty easy to pull that off, honestly. Deathmatch. The IIP has just been approved and we're good to start development. Although we've decided only to release the game on web and mobile, the game will feature 2D versions of Alluvials and it will be accessible to almost everyone. He's excited about it because it introduces the alluvial burn mechanic. It's our first foray into risk to earn games, which are very popular, obviously. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that as well. I think 2D is actually going to be a pretty cool option, but we'll see how they execute it. And yeah, so that's the ecosystem update. You said, what would I prioritize? I would have put Arena on mobile before stopping anything. I think that's a big mistake, but or if you're not putting it on mobile, don't support it at all. It's done. Whatever. Deal with it. The second priority, definitely the risk to earn game. I've been playing a bunch of a game called Grand Arena. It made $1 million in revenue in 5 days. Clearly, if people can gamble and bet with entry fees on something that's fun to watch, it's basically what Deathmatch is trying to be. Clearly, people like that shit. If you make interesting enough characters or put interesting enough systems around it, it works. So I would definitely be prioritizing the risk to earn. I'm glad they're getting onto that. Third, not the tabletop game, although I'm excited to see that personally, but I think you can leave that to a third party, like leaving the Arena to a third party. That's what I would have done there. I don't know why they're not taking down that path instead. And then I would, third would be the MMO. But that being said, I think the first two you can knock off quickly and then you go hard on the MMO. So I don't think it's that big of a deal. But yeah.
Yeah, fair. I do agree that Deathmatch should be number one. I think Deathmatch is the one thing. We are in crypto. We want to but there's a clear product market fit. I just hope, I didn't see the 2D thing. That's really, really exciting. Obviously, you know what I'm building, and I've had a chat with you before we started about, oh man, it'd be cool if they kind of did this. I don't know if that's the direction that they're going to take, but it could be cool. I think 2D is just way more accessible, which is really, really exciting. So that's really cool. I think, Deathmatch 100%. That's the focus. because that could be the revenue earner. Without revenue, none of this shit works. So we need revenue. And then I will go MMO because that's, again, a lot of people came in for that vision. It's a big undertaking, and they need to deliver. Like, I don't know. We spoke to Silence. Silence pretty positive generally about his feedback and shit like that. He's obviously a big fan of it all. And even he was like, man, it's pretty unfinished in these areas. And I think he's very positive on his take on it. So I think that even from the feedback that we've got of that beta test or pre-alpha test, whatever that test was called, that there's a lot of work for it to be that needs to go in for it to be done and ready in December, because that's like a big ask. We both know building your game that you're building, which is nowhere close to the scale of an MMO. You understand?
I could smash out my game in a week. It's the art assets that take time, and they're already done.
Crazy.
But they're doing a lot of new SFX and stuff. But yeah.
Right. Okay. See, I'm like even the game that I'm doing, it's not, even if I put all of my time into it, I understand how much time goes into this shit, and it's so much easier than like building a proper fucking.
The testing takes a long time too, actually. That's something I underestimated. Like the balance of the game, like I could build, like you could build the game in a week and then spend like fucking 3 weeks balancing it. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm not even talking about the balancing. I'm just talking about getting all the systems, making sure that this system doesn't crash this. Like there's a lot of things that go into it. So yeah, no, there's a lot of work that needs to go into it before December. So if they do, fantastic. So yeah, deathmatch, MMO, and then the other 3, I do agree that arena. There's still a lot of. I just think that arena has its place. It just needs to. It feels like we're currently trying to force a square into a circle. Like, you know what I mean? That those little toys, instead of like actually creating a square slot or making a set, whatever. We're not finding the matching pieces. There is a fit for it. We just haven't found it yet. And then beyond Zero,
that was one thing I vehemently disagreed. I'm usually pretty aligned with Kieran, but I did disagree with Kieran on that, where he was like, we need to see that arena gets some players in and stuff, and then we can justify doing mobile. And I said, mobile is the end state of arena. I wouldn't consider it finished until that's done, and so I think it's a bit backwards. We never agreed on that. I don't think we were ever going to agree on that, and it is what it is. I mean, he has some other stuff that we're very aligned with most things, but that was one that we never aligned with.
I think if runway wasn't an issue and in a perfect world, we could definitely do that.
For sure.
But I mean, like I was saying to you when we downloaded it to play, the fact that I have to download a 27 gig file to play an auto battler is outrageous. It is just outrageous. Like, that's just insane. So anyone that wants to test out the auto battler or like again play it on mobile, it's just not possible, man. Like at 27 gigs, it's just crazy.
Well, 27 gigs includes a lot of the overworld stuff, but maybe that's part of a bigger problem. On a mobile,
that's what I'm saying.
On mobile, it wouldn't be though. It wouldn't include the overworld. So that's a bit different again. But yeah.
But again, the whole idea of if we get players, then we go into we're not even set up for success there. Like if someone just wanted to play on PC for arena, they need to download 27 gigs. You're not gonna get players. Like that's just crazy. Like we're doing it because we do a weekly show about it. Like we're in the ecosystem. Of course, we're gonna download and like check it out. But for a new person coming in, bro, no chance, no fucking chance. So yeah, I mean, like I won't say that we need. I get where Kieran is coming from, but I also understand where you're like. It's just a tough decision to make. And
there's not really a right answer. I don't think I'm necessarily correct. It's just kind of how I feel about the situation. So it is.
Like I understand why he's making the decision that he's making.
Yeah. No slight against the call he's made. It's totally fine. It's just I disagree with it personally. Yeah, it is what it is.
And then Beyond and Zero, I just don't like. Even though it's crazy, I've got a bunch of land plots. It's not like
I think Zero is a surprising dark horse, and actually, it might have actually been good if they did a bit more with it, added PvP and stuff, for example. But that ship has kind of sailed.
Doesn't like the whole idea with Zeros is was if the ecosystem actually is generating revenue. Without that, like Zero is just
Yeah, but maybe that shouldn't have been the original premise of Zero. Maybe Zero should have been focused on the game itself instead. That
maybe.
might have been interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that was like we went into it in one direction and then we're trying to pivot it to a whole different thing. Like
Well,
there's
they
another
have
whole
it. They
game.
have it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And so like if they'd done that early, potentially, but yeah, it's just way too late now. And then with Beyond, I think there's a really, really this is just my take, and tell me what you think. I think it's a really skewed way of looking at it when we say like, oh man, Beyond generated us a bunch of revenue. It generated a bunch of revenue because, like, if you look at the trend of it in the first couple of waves, the first wave did fucking insanely well, and then you started seeing it drop off pretty quickly after that. And I think we look at that and be like, oh man, it did really well. And there's a couple of factors that we're not taking. I don't know if we're not taking into account, but I don't know if you remember this during the first wave. Do you remember that there were a lot of people that got in thinking they were actual alluvials for the game? Because like
I don't think there was that many like that.
bruh, okay, maybe I'm remembering it differently. I saw a lot of people having that complaint of like, I thought these were for the game. I didn't know what a disc was. I thought we were buying packs of actual alluvials for the game. I saw a lot of that, and maybe that's just personal opinion, but we were at the like height, not height, but we were around the height of NFTs and speculation and shit like that. And then Illuvium was also at its hype, and the game wasn't out yet, and people thought that it was part of the game, and like there was a lot of things mixed in, which is why I think that it did as well as it did. I don't think it was just the product. Like I'm sure it is a good product, and I'm sure there is a fit for it. But I don't think that is the sole reason why it did that well. And if it was, we wouldn't see the decline as much as we have. So
I think Kieran's accurate though. I think it does outperform the general NFT market surprisingly well. That's pretty interesting. Yeah.
I do think so too. But is it worth the again, I don't know how much is going into creating each wave and
I'm surprised they keep upgrading it. People seem to like it in the community though, and you do need to support your existing and your dedicated members. I think that's still important. But
yeah, like I agree with that. But if that comes at the cost of survival, I would have to say like, yo, you guys need to chill out for a second.
My assumption is it doesn't cost that much. I've never really thought it did. They front loaded it all. The initial setup for it probably cost a ton. I don't think it's cost really much since then, to be honest.
I don't know. But when I think of cost, this is something that I learned ages ago when you do a business case like this is even if it doesn't cost much, but it costs time, you still need to start looking at it as, okay, it costs this person this much time, which is how much are they getting paid per hour? It costs this many out. Like,
no, I know what you mean. I still don't think it's that much though.
I don't know. I don't know. But yeah. I would love to get some transparency on that if we ever could.
All right, we better start wrapping it up. Yeah, anything else you want to say before we close this one down?
No, just if you're in the community, build some shit. Well, I'm personally excited to see some shit.
Thanks everyone for joining the chat and stuff like that as well. I love to see that we're still getting lots of people jumping in for these episodes. And yeah, with that,